everyone. My name is Angela Velasquez. I'm the executive editor of Rivet Magazine. And today we're talking to David Rumsey, the UK sales director of DNM Denim. David, welcome to Kingpins 24.
Well, hello, Angela, and it's lovely to see you. But before we get started, I just wanted to share something with you because I was in a local supermarket here in Somerset in England, and just 2 days ago, and I came across this bottle of wine, which I think, given the conversation today, is just absolutely perfect. I don't know if that comes across on.
Yeah, Kingpin. Yeah, you're all set up. You're perfect. You got a bottle with you. Perfect.
Brilliant. It's just a shame we can't share it together, but there we are.
Well, one day. But before you break into that bottle, maybe we should talk about what's new with DNM.
Quite right too, and thank you for bringing me back down to earth. So the first thing I'd like to start with is just to say a very warm and a big hello to all the denim fans out there. And also what I would like to do is to say a very big thank you to you and all the team at Kingpins for taking this initiative in very difficult circumstances and, you know, creating this wonderful way for us all to stay connected in these difficult times.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been nice to see how the industry has stayed connected and stayed creative, and we're happy to have you. But maybe you can kind of go into what your experience has been like during this time with DNM.
Okay, well, first let me say that my heart goes out to anybody with friends and family who may have been affected in any way by COVID. And I think sadly, you know, we're going to see the effects of this all over the world for still some time to come. I think business-wise, thank goodness, we're starting to see some general improvement. Although it's fair to say that the outlook is still, I think, very uncertain. It's difficult to find a positive when you think about what's going on. But when everything came to a standstill, everything came to a stop, it did give us a pause. It did give us time to think about things. And as a result of that, we've been able to develop some clear strategic thinking that will hopefully take the company forward into the future.
Well, it's definitely encouraging to hear that you've found some positivity during this downtime and to develop some new concepts. Can you tell us a little bit about this strategic direction?
Yes, certainly. I mean, we're delighted to be announcing the launch of a major new initiative, which we've called the Chrysalis Project by DNM. And although I'm not able to say too much about it here today because we've only got, you know, a few minutes to cover everything, but what I can say is that we will be talking to our customers about it in more detail in the coming weeks. The main aim of the Chrysalis Project is to bring together the twin themes of sustainability and technical excellence and bringing these two themes together. And it's designed to encourage thinking both internally within the company, but also externally too. So what that means is that we will be working with our customers to help them develop and promote their performance and sustainability credentials to the consumer in a way that is clear and easy for them to understand.
Yeah, that's very important. So, you know, you mentioned sustainability, and it's probably one of the most important topics in the industry right now. How are you addressing it at DNM?
It's a very good question, and I will just draw your attention to our logo here, just to explain that, you know, DNM is passionate about sustainability. For those that know me well, sustainability has been one of my pet projects for, I don't know, the last 10 years, maybe even more. So what I'm delighted to hear about is the fact that, you know, more companies are now starting to take their responsibilities much more seriously and beginning to make some changes. And what I say to my customers is that, you know, doing something, whatever small step you take, is important. And, you know, doing something is better than doing nothing. So, that's progress. Of course, it's also true to say that there is a bewildering and confusing array of different companies, organizations, different schemes out there. And I think one of the problems is that the message starts to get very confused for the consumer. But the good thing is that these companies are now beginning to ask the important questions, which is things like, why is this sustainable? What are the benefits? How do you measure it? How is it monitored? What is the traceability? And so all of these things are important. And the key thing is that if this is going to be a success, then we have to make sure that our claims are verifiable and not just empty words, we are sustainable or whatever. So this is good, and I think more transparency is the key. It's also about taking the lead and making sure that we adopt the best practice in the industry. Here at DNM, we have always been at the leading edge of sustainable technology, and we have one of the most water efficient plants of any denim mill in the world. We installed a sophisticated water treatment plant right at the very beginning, so going back to 2011. And what that means is that we can actually recycle 94% of our water back into the production. So what that means in real terms is that for every meter of denim fabric we produce, we use less water than anybody else. And by the way, it's also worth mentioning that the water that actually comes from our water treatment plant is so pure that you could actually drink it. So overall, our main objective is to provide simple messages for the consumer that distill down the essence of why any particular jean is sustainable.
Okay. And you also mentioned technical excellence, which is a very nice, snazzy phrase. But what do you mean by it exactly?
Well, first of all, let me say that I'm very old. So, I've been in this industry forever, and or it certainly seems like it sometimes. But what I'm always amazed by is the amount of innovation, tremendous innovation that is going on all the time. And it's one of the things that really makes this industry such an exciting place to be. Our consumers are expecting newness all the time. They're expecting better performance from their jeans. And this is particularly so at a time when fitness and lifestyle are becoming more active inspired. So there's technical innovation that is going on really all the time. And for one thing, we're working now with specialist laundries to produce denim fabrics that are optimized for finishing in either laser or ozone technology. In the mill, we're doing lots of things, for example, with the fabric finishing, with new constructions in weaving, with new developments going on in the technology for spinning and new yarns. And of course, most importantly, also introducing new fibers too.
Yeah, well, so starting with fibers then, there's a lot of development in that field in terms of performance, sustainability. Are there fibers that are catching your attention these days?
That's a great question. And I think I would mention Circulose, which is a new fiber that is being produced by a Swedish firm called Renewcell. And the principle behind this is that they are collecting old jeans, waste jeans, disposed jeans, and they're turning that into a pulp, and from the pulp creating a fiber. And this is a great example of the circular economy that people are now beginning to talk about. So from a sustainability point of view, that's one, and we're certainly using that. Cotton is always going to be at the heart of the denim industry. But there are things that you can do with cotton to make it more sustainable. So, for example, using organic or using recycled cotton, even just as a percentage. Beyond that, we're looking at ways to reduce the overall cotton content. by combining with other sustainable fibers such as tencel or hemp or circulose that we just talked about. So there's lots to do there regarding fibers and sustainability. In terms of fibers and technical excellence, we're always looking at ways to improve the performance of our denim fabrics. And the perfect example of this would be a recent project that we did with the Lycra company to develop and produce the next generation of stretch denim fabrics.
Okay. Yeah, no, the performance of stretch fabrics has really evolved in the last decade or so. I mean, probably earlier. What are some of the latest developments between DNM and the Lycra company?
Well, as a result of us working together, we have developed a new performance denim concept that we've called Shape and Relax. And this is really a very clever piece of yarn and spinning technology coming together. So what we are doing is we're creating a triple core stretch yarn with the most amazing performance characteristics. And when woven, the best way to describe it is that it's like an intelligent fabric. And at this point, although I know this doesn't work very well on Zoom, I'm going to pull out a denim for the first time in this conversation. But we call it an intelligent fabric because as it expands, it knows how much tension is being put into the fabric. And as a result of that, it can give extra support as and where it's required. So what this gives you is a perfectly comfortable and perfect fit around the leg of the jean, but then provides extra support and shaping characteristics around the body of the jean. So this is really the next generation in terms of stretch denim performance. And we're introducing that technology in a number of different weights and constructions in the collection. And by the way, we will also be introducing a number of bi-stretch fabrics in this new collection too.
Okay, great. And along with stretch and performance, you hear a lot about soft handles and just softness and comfort of denim. So what are some things that you guys are doing to address this?
Definitely. And we have a concept that we have called Iconic Touch. And this is designed to bring together a feeling of luxury and softness to the fabric. And it's here that we're going to be using some of the fibers that we talked about before. So, for example, tencel and circulose will feature here. And we even have one fabric, and again, I'm going to do this to you. We have one fabric where we're using 100% tencel in the warp. And although you can't experience, I can promise you this is just a really beautiful drapey and beautifully soft fabric. But again, this is one of the problems you have when you're trying to show denim on a Zoom call.
I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with that hand feel of tencel by now. So
yeah.
But yeah, so I think you're also DNM's also known for authentic looking denim, and how does that play out in the collection this season?
Absolutely, and more authentic constructions have always been at the heart of the DNM collection. We have a concept called Tokyo Spirit, which takes its inspiration from the natural and traditional constructions for which Japan is rightly famous. So this is where the sort of slightly heavier, more constructed denims will fit into the collection, and the more vintage looks. But again, it'll be seen with a modern twist. And it's also where we're introducing cottonized hemp. And I'm not sure if this works on Zoom, but you may be able to see there, you get that lovely slubby character by introducing the cottonized hemp into the collection.
No, it's really nice. Cool. Well, you've got a lot of newness to present. And of course, there's social distancing rules. There's no major trade events that we're used to. So how are you getting your message out and communicating with your clients?
This is really the hard part, Angela. And, we're so disappointed that there's no kingpins for us all to come to this time. But the main problem is that we are a touchy-feely kind of business. We like to touch the fabrics. We like to be face to face. So if we can't see our customers face to face and we can't present the collections in the way that we normally do, that's a real challenge for everybody. But we're trying to overcome that with some creative solutions and working with our customers, depending on their rules around social distancing, having meetings, or whatever their contact rules may be.
All right. Well, David, thank you. This has been great talking to you. Any last words to share before we finish?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you very much, Angela. It's been a pleasure and a great privilege for me to have this conversation with you too. And so big thanks to you, and big thanks to everyone at Kingpins for giving us the opportunity to have these conversations. I'd also like to send a quick message to all those denim lovers out there and just say, remember this, we love you, we miss you, we're sorry we can't be with you at Kingpins. But the message for the future is stay safe, take care, have fun, and we wish you every success for the coming seasons and into 2021. So thanks again for watching, and we wish you all the very best. We look forward to seeing you next time in person. And that's it for me. So for the time being, it's goodbye from DNM. Now, where's that bottle of wine?
Perfect. Well, enjoy the bottle and take care.
You too. Thanks a lot, Angela. Take care. Bye-bye.
We did it.